Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, August 8th. Another hot and humid day for the Mid-Atlantic region. High temperatures at or slightly above the 90-degree mark this afternoon. A weak cool front is approaching the area. It looks like it'll generate scattered showers and thunderstorms later this afternoon, early tonight. Any rain that does fall later today, early tonight, can fall heavily at times. And some of the storms that form certainly can reach strong levels with some gusty winds and some brief downpours. That front slides a little bit south and east of the I-95 corridor region on Thursday. We'll get a tad less humid, a tad cooler for Thursday and Friday, but the fact that that front stalls rather close by here sets us up for an unsettled weekend. It looks like low pressure may form along that boundary zone associated with that frontal system, and we could have scattered showers and thunderstorms on Saturday and Sunday, and even on Monday as well. Unsettled conditions expected for the weekend. Well, before we get into the current weather situation, all this hot and humid air, I thought I'd kind of take a quick peek at some other signs here. We've talked in recent weeks about early signs for a potential cold and snowy winter in the Mid-Atlantic region, in the Northeast U.S. A couple of factors really watching. First of all, in terms of sea surface temperatures, whether El Nino indeed forms in the Pacific Ocean, and if so, what part of the Pacific Ocean? The Central Pacific, which is where I expect a weak El Nino to indeed form over the next couple of months, or the Eastern Pacific, which could have a different impact on our temperatures here in the Northeast U.S. Also, there's a warm blob of water starting to form south of Alaska. We had that a few times during the middle part of this decade, and that tends to lead to cold air outbreaks in the Northeast. This particular map is from the European model. It is a 500 millibar height anomalies averaged out for the December, January, and February time frame. Quite interesting indeed. It has a couple of things I want to point out here that tend to favor perhaps some cold air outbreaks and some snowy conditions here this winter in the Mid-Atlantic region and Northeast U.S. First of all, down in here we have below normal heights predicted by this particular model run. Again, it's based on the European model. This is kind of when I see something like this, I think of a real active southern branch of the jet stream. And that makes sense with an El Nino that may form in the central part of the Pacific Ocean. That tends to boost the energy in and moisture content in the southern branch of the jet stream. And right here, this is kind of indicative of what you may see if in fact that happens. Also, up in this area here we have what looks to me like a potential nice setup for blocking pattern in the upper part of the atmosphere. We often look for blocking over northern Canada, Greenland. That in turn often leads to cold air outbreaks into the Northeast U.S. That would also make sense if in fact there's a large patch of warmer than normal water tucked in south of Alaska, right in this region right here. We're not looking at sea surface temperatures here. These are 500 millibar height anomalies, but indeed looks like there may be a large area of warmer than normal sea surface temperatures south of Alaska. That tends to lead to high pressure ridging along the west coast of Canada, and that in turn leads to northwest flow across southeastern Canada that can push some cold air masses into the northeastern part of the country. So kind of an interesting forecast, still several months away. Lots of factors I like to look at as we approach the winter, including the snowpack that develops over the fall in places like Siberia and Greenland. And Greenland right now has a far and away above normal snowpack for this time of the year. But again, this is from the European model, suggesting potential high latitude blocking scenario and active southern branch of the jet stream. That potential cold and snowy winter in the Mid-Atlantic northeastern part of the country, but still a few months to go before we finalize our winter outlook. Well, let's get back to the current weather conditions, perhaps less interesting than looking ahead to the winter, but nonetheless we have hot and humid weather again today. Again, 90 degrees for highs in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Weak cool frontal system to our north and west. It certainly does not have a lot of refreshingly cool air behind it. It does slide through the I-95 corridor in the overnight hours, but then it tends to stall out in this region right in here. This has kind of been the graveyard of cool fronts over the past several weeks. We've had many frontal systems that just kind of stall out, dissipate, and die in this particular area, but it leaves behind a boundary zone, a frontal boundary zone that often turns around and pushes north, and it produces some more unsettled weather in the mid-Atlantic region. Indeed, that looks like that's what will happen. This front slides through in the overnight hours, stalls out south and east of here, and then low pressure may form for the upcoming weekend. That could produce some scattered showers and thunderstorms around here on Saturday, Sunday, and even on Monday. As far as this afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms should form, lasting into the evening hours. It could be two bands here, one with kind of a prefrontal trough, bands of showers and thunderstorms, and then a second band of showers and thunderstorms with the front itself early to middle part of the evening hours. So we'll watch for that on radar specifically during the next few hours. Well, in terms of the strength of those potential thunderstorms later today, early tonight, NOAA's Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, has us in a marginal threat here. A slight chance for some strong to severe thunderstorm activity with this cool frontal system. Again, the typical hours probably 3-4 p.m. to about 8-9 p.m. most likely timetable for the most active thunderstorm activity. Any rain that does fall can produce some heavy rainfall amounts in a short period of time. We had some downpours last evening across southeastern Pennsylvania, for example, into portions of New Jersey and northern Maryland. And again, that certainly can happen again later today, early tonight, and the grounds are well saturated, so any heavy rainfall can produce flash flooding, so be on the lookout for that. Again, a slight chance for these thunderstorms later today to reach strong to severe levels in the I-95 corridor. Well, let's take a look at last night's GFS model run at 6Z. The surface forecast maps here. We're starting off relatively dry conditions here in the mid-Atlantic regions. Certainly plenty of sunshine, a very humid start to the day, and again, high temperature should come right around the 90-degree mark in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. Let's move forward here. Some numerous showers and embedded thunderstorms will form later on today associated with that cool frontal system. That slides south and east, tends to weaken a tad as it approaches the I-95 corridor, but certainly there will be a threat for some showers and thunderstorms even in the I-95 corridor later today, early tonight. Again, the best timetable probably about 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. They're kind of normal time period for thunderstorms in the summertime. That weak frontal system passes on through the area by late tonight, early tomorrow, and sets us up for a pretty decent weather pattern for both Thursday and Friday. Again, a tad cooler, a tad less humid Thursday afternoon, Friday afternoon, probably highs confined to the 80s, mid to upper 80s in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Cannot completely rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm on both afternoons in the I-95 corridor. Here we are Friday morning now. But then looking ahead here we get into the weekend, and notice GFS is putting the development of a low pressure area, and this is right along that left behind frontal boundary zone from this front that will push through tonight and install out south and east of here, and basically that will lead to an unsettled weather pattern, scattered showers and storms, very likely on Saturday afternoon, on Sunday afternoon as well. And it looks like this is Sunday afternoon now, and it looks like even going into Monday. Here we are, Monday morning, still weak low pressure. And that this time of the year often results in some shower and thunderstorm activity, even if it's a weak system here. But this is now into Monday, continuation of an unsettled weather pattern. So basically, hot and humid today, rain-free for the next several hours, but then mid-afternoon, late afternoon, evening, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Any rainfall that falls can produce some heavy rainfall amounts in a short period of time. Any storm that forms later today, early tonight, can reach strong to severe levels. Pretty decent weather for Thursday and Friday. A bit cooler, a bit less humid, but then unsettled again in the Mid-Atlantic region for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That's it for now. For PerspectaWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.